But yeah, the first thing I wanted to ask is, can you remember where you were when we found out you'd been offered a role in a Bond film?
I do remember where I was. Yeah, I was in Farringdon, and I got the call from my agent. So yeah, I was thrilled. I was really delighted for loads of reasons. Just to be part of the Bond franchise, but also to get to work with Sam Mendes again, who I'd worked with in the theatre, and had a great time with. So I was thrilled.
Was it completely out of the blue, or did you kind of know you were maybe in the mix?
Oh no, I'd went to meet
Okay.
with Sam and had a conversation with him, yeah, it happened very quickly, within a few days.
And how soon was this before the big casting announcement for the film last December?
It was a few weeks before, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, a few weeks before. I can't remember. It was all a bit of a daze now. I never remember anything. But yeah, it was. I know I had to keep it a secret for a good couple of weeks. Yeah.
Were you allowed to tell anyone at all?
Yeah, I told my mum because she gave me life. But she was under strict instructions. So I told my parents and my family.
I think in a way the last person I'd tell is my mum, because she wouldn't be able to keep her mouth shut.
Right.
I just told a few people.
Yeah. Well, no, my mother is used to keeping secrets because of the previous work that I've done, so that she knows not to spill the beans.
What was it like when filming began? Did you have to be really careful with the script? Was it like under lock and key?
Yeah, you do have to be very careful with the script. Yeah. You can't leave it on the bus. You're right. You have a serial number for every copy of the script they make, and you have to sign for it, and you have to practically destroy it after you've finished with it. So yeah, you have to be really careful. But that's another thing I'm kind of used to now. You have to be with all scripts now. You can't be leaving them on the bus.
Do you just get sent your pages, or do you get the whole thing?
Oh no, you get the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine the pressure of knowing you've got to keep the secret, because surely all your friends must want to kind of get you to have a few drinks and maybe try and tease something.
Yeah, they do, but maybe I just find it particularly easy to deprive my friends of pleasure. Yeah.
How would you describe your character, Max Denbigh?
Cocky.
Yeah.
He's confident and cocky. I think he's very good at his job. He's a new head of an organisation called CNS, which is the Centre for National Security. He's got very new, radical ideas, I would describe them as, about what way surveillance should work in the modern era, and so that's where he comes into conflict with the old guard, with Ray Fiennes and with Daniel and the others.
There's something, having watched the film last night, a little bit kind of creepy, sinister about him.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that kind of come from?
Well, I think those guys are kind of smug, I suppose is the word. You know, that they're not lacking in. If to occupy a job like that, you've got to be very confident. So that was a requirement of the script, you know, right from the beginning.
Did you base them on anyone in particular?
No. I just found my when the writing is good, you just my job, I suppose, is to go in, and he's sort of a little younger than Bond, and so I think you just have to find it within yourself to go, right. I have to be confident, and that's the job of being an actor. You just, even if you don't have that virtue, you assume it. Yeah.
Obviously, this film is such a huge production.
Mm.
When you saw it back for the first time, what elements of it surprised you? Was it?
Oh my
as you
gosh!
expected?
It's epic. The movie is epic. It's one of the kind of chief pleasures of watching it, actually, is because we all have our different sections in the movie. You know, certain people are in certain parts of the film. So it goes to Austria, it goes to Tangier, it goes to Mexico, it goes to Rome, it goes to all these incredible sequences. And just seeing the work that everybody's done was really unbelievable. I mean, it's huge in scale. The opening sequence is one of the most extraordinary things I've ever seen. And the closing sequence is pretty fantastic. And there's a fair few in the middle as well. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing it again. I think it's a film that you really can see twice, because there's a lot in there.
It's kind of too much to take in on. First viewing almost.
Yeah, it's overwhelming, but I think that's good. You kind of want to be overwhelmed a bit.
How did your filming work? Did you do most of it all at once, or was it little blocks and you kind
It
of
was
kept
little
going back?
blocks. Yeah. So you do little parts and then little parts and little parts.
Is that quite difficult having to kind of pick up a character again, then drop him,
Yeah,
follow up,
it
pick him
is a
up?
little difficult. It is a little. I was doing a lot of work in between as well. I did some theatre and then I did some filming on different stuff. And yeah, you have to try and keep your head in it. So yeah, I got to say that is quite difficult. I prefer if schedules worked out. I always prefer to be able to do one thing at a time. But unfortunately, that's not the way it's worked this year for me.